So Tanner, you're back for your fifth year.
Yeah.
What was that decision process like, and how soon did you know you were coming back to Oregon?
Um, it was a long process. I don't know exactly when the yes or no was really until I got here, um, but it was a decision I was happy to make, and I couldn't be more excited for what's ahead for this fall and this season.
What goals specifically, personal, team-wise, do you kind of have at this point?
I mean, honestly, the biggest goal we have is taking it one day at a time. A lot in my last 4 years, you get so caught up, and let's get to Omaha, let's win a national championship. But this year, I think it's incredible how we've really just fine-tuned to just take it one day at a time and just winning each day, and the compound effect and seeing where it takes us.
Waz mentioned a big reason that you wanted to come back was to get to Omaha. How much of that goal is staying in the green and yellow, making it as an Oregon Duck rather than potentially some other place?
Oh no, absolutely. This is the place I want to be. I've never even thought about or considered being or wearing different colors. I'm going to be green and yellow the whole time, and to win a national championship is obviously something we want to do, and it's something I think we're going to make happen this year.
What were the factors that ultimately went into the decision, Tim?
So many different things. It can go many different directions. Obviously, you have your family, your money, and all that kind of stuff. But basically, it was where am I going to get better as a player, and where am I going to have the most fun? This is a hard place to beat, and this is where I want to be.
You hear the stories that minor league baseball life is not that glorious.
Being here for now 5 years, countless amount of names that have going through the process, and some that have I've got the chance to play with that are already there, and you hear stories what it's like going through, and every single one of them says that the life here is better than it is there.
Waz said it's a really physical group this year. What have you seen from the new guys in the clubhouse?
Absolutely, very physical, huge group. But something that stood out to me most really has been the positivity and the good energy. In the first couple of practices we've had, I don't think PK Park's ever been this vibrant, this positive, and the emotions that are going into this fall. It's something new to me, and it's awesome to be a part of.
What does that stem from? Who's setting the tone there?
I think it's everybody. I really do. I think everybody. They've done such a great job, and with so many new faces, trying to put together the same philosophies and making sure that everybody's bought in on the same process. And I think they've done an absolute great job with that.
This summer and now, just what are you specifically focused on trying to get better?
I mean, honestly, for me, it's trying not to look ahead at things. It's trying to, really just attack the day and find a way to just improve 1% each day, individually and as a team. And like I said a little earlier, I think watching that add up over the weeks and over the months and into the season, I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Did you find yourself at all last year looking ahead?
A little bit, I think, like I was saying, I think so often that word Omaha and that national championship gets thrown around so much that you almost lose sight of where your feet are in the moment. And, this year I think we're really, really tuned in on the right things.
Are there tangible things? I mean, it's a game of statistics. Are there numbers that you're going to be hunting for?
Pretty much everything that says Gabe Matthews or JJ Altobelli is what I'm going for. So those are the numbers I want to look at.
Have you made them aware of that?
Oh yeah, Gabe knows. Gabe and I are talking on a daily basis, and I told him he had his time, and he had a good year or two of holding some of these records, but I think it's about time they have a new name to it.
Is there one that would mean a lot to you to get there?
I mean, they're all pretty special to me. They really are. Just looking at some of those in the media guides, that Todd puts out, and seeing some of those names on those papers, they're all really special names. So working your way up, no matter what category it is. But the one I really want to break is the most wins in a season, and the furthest we've ever gone in a season. And that's what's important to me, and that's what I want to do.
When does appreciation of that, particularly of historical context, of legacy, I mean, we talk about these things, right? The assumption is that seniors are leaders and seniors understand these
Right.
things. It's not always true. Clearly,
Right.
You do. When does that come,
I mean, honestly, the legacy's really built on a day in, day out basis. You know, the numbers are what they are at the end of the day, and whatever you can put together throughout your time at Oregon is what it is. But the legacy's bought in the weight room. It's bought in at the 7 a.m. breakfast, and what you can create with your teammates is really where I'm trying to build legacy.
You lose, one of your outfield mates, in Anthony Hall,
Yeah.
but you keep Colby Shea. Just what does the outfield look like so far in fall? And what have you thought of the Alabama transfer, Owen Diodati? Just what have you seen from him?
No, there's, obviously Anthony, it's hard to replace that. On the field and especially in the locker room, it's very hard to beat. But this coaching staff's done an unbelievable job and bringing in guys like Diodati and King and some of the newer guys that are just, they seem like they fit right in, and I think it's, that hole's going to be filled to the best of its ability.
You giving Bryce any feedback on how his performance has gone, the targeting penalty in particular?
Before the year, Betcher and I talked for a little bit, and I said, hey, I have a feeling that you might have the first targeting call of this Oregon football season. And when we're in Autzen and we're standing in the student section, we see that targeting call. Instantly the next thought is, there ever been an athlete that's been injected in 2 sports? Because he might have, his own record there. So, it's Bryce has been unbelievable. I don't know how he does it to handle both and still be out at PK with us with all the obligations and responsibilities he has with football. But, he sees it and he's grinding every day.
What gave you that feeling that he might be the first to get the game targeting?
Just a gut feeling. Just a gut feeling.
Is there ways though that he plays baseball with like a football mentality?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the way he attacks every day, all the drills it's just like when he catches a fly ball in the outfield, it almost looks like he's tackling the ball, or he's swinging the bat, and it's violent. And okay, when this guy has pads on, something's going down. So, it's so fun to watch, and it's incredible to see what he's building and what he's doing for himself, and to see a guy to do both and do it successfully is, it's hard to imagine.
What have you seen from the new lefties so far?
Bats or arms?
Arms.
Well, we'll start on the first is when we'll get into it. But mainly what I've seen out of lefties is locker room presence. It looks like maturity. Obviously, with no Colby Summers, no Britton, the left-handed arms needs to be filled. And so I think these guys see what's in front of them and what they need to live up to. And I think they're going to do that really well.